Hello, I'm Kristin Humke, and I'm one of the executives on the Spark team. And I'm going to explain this three-sentence approach that we have because being able to explain things in three or four sentences actually helps us communicate with everybody within our company, within our business, from our hostesses, our guests, potential recruits, anybody really. And keeping it within three sentences helps us to not go overboard on that information and overwhelm our readers or our listeners. So we call that vomiting when it's too much information for them to handle or even read and they just aren't interested. So here are some ways to do that. So here is the structure, and the first sentence you want to have an opening, whether it's you're greeting them, whether you're validating a concern that they might have, gratitude, thank you for coming, something to open up the conversation. The middle part is the meat, and you want to do that in 1 to 2 sentences. This could be information that you're giving or answering a question that they had. And then last one is very important, to end with a question, because ending with a question gives them something to answer to. So we call this baby feeding. So if you imagine a baby and you're feeding them, and you don't want to use those big stirring spoons and just keep giving them information or food and they end up choking, and we don't want that to happen, or they end up all over the place. And so if you imagine the baby spoons and you feed them little bites, little bite-sized information, and let them chew on it. They can think about it, and then you give them a little bit more information. So that is what we call baby feeding. So here's how that might look. You're a new consultant, you're excited right now. This is the best time to contact all your family and friends about this business that you're doing and see if they would like to be on board with you. So we call this cold booking or cold calling, and however you normally talk to your family and friends, whether it be on Facebook, text, phone call, in person, maybe you see them every Sunday or Thursday, and you talk to them how you normally do. So in all practices here, we are talking about like Facebook approach, okay? So with cold booking, you want to start with a greet, why you thought of them, and a question. So it might look like something like, hey Sally, I hope you're doing well. I'm contacting you because I'm so excited to share these fun and educational books with my friends that my kids love. And I thought you would be interested in these amazing books too, because you're going on vacation, and what a great way to keep them occupied. I'd love to have a party with you. Would you be interested in that? So then they might come up and say, well, what do I have to do? Or what other question that they might have. So you definitely want to share some excitement. That's your opening. Share the information or answer the question and end with a question. So it might look like, they are so much fun. You invite your friends and I help you the whole way to have an amazing party. If you were to have one, what day of the week usually works for you? Oh, Tuesdays and Thursdays work. And so then you get into funneling it and booking that party. Host coaching, now you have a host and you want to touch base with her every day and give her something to do and end on a question that keeps that conversation going. And maybe at one point she says, well, no one is interested in having a party. And instead of saying, oh, I'm so sorry, you could say, well, thank you for taking the time toward your party and making it amazing. Let's brainstorm some ideas together. That way she knows you're still there and helping her. How many people have you reached out to? Because you might find out that she only reached out to 5 people and all said 5. So then you can go back to that averages video that we have and talk about that. So keep that host coaching going. Compliment her. Your party is looking fantastic. I'd love to hear what you think about that video I just posted. Do you have a chance to do that today? Yeah, I have some time. Awesome. Okay. Guests at a party. So it is so easy to want to suggest a ton of books for each of their children. So this is how we keep it simple. When they give you, okay, Billy is 5 and he loves da 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 da. You can say, wow, Billy sounds like so much fun. Here's the secrets of the seashore. My kids love this bed as a bedtime story under the covers with a blanket. Where else do you think you can use this book? So it gives them a little bit of thinking about how they would use it. Maybe they like to go camping and they're like, oh, camping, we have an outdoor book that would be perfect for that too. So keep that conversation going. They start trusting you and they're more likely to book a party with you. So at the end of your party night, right after you post that last one, you want to contact all the guests that attended, whether they commented or liked, and you want to send them a message. This is how you recruit. Thank you for coming to Sally's party. There's your gratitude. You had such great questions about being a book lady. Have you ever thought about doing this yourself? Say she says, no, I haven't. I don't really have that much time. Oh, I know what you mean. Life gets so busy. I felt the same way when my youngest was 2 months old starting this business. What I found is since we don't have any requirements or minimums, you can work, or I could work, with my pockets of time. So what keeps you busy these days? So what I have here is a feel, felt, found approach. I know how you feel. I felt the same way when, and what I found was. So that's a really easy way to answer that question. And then the question that I have at the end, ask her a personal question because we want to get to know these new friends of ours a little bit more about them so that way we can fit this business into their life. And then we circle it back. So you can do, I'd like to do about 2 personal questions and then circle it back to the business. So same thing, at the end of the party, you want to book a party. So thank you for coming to the party, Sally. You had such great taste in books for your kiddos. Have you ever thought about having a party of your own? So it's basically the same thing, I just switched up the question and the focus. And then say, no, I don't really have that many friends. Oh, I understand, I understand, know your concern. Oh, I have an error in there, that's okay. I felt the same way when I first started this business with a few friends to reach out to and found we only need a few friends to have an amazing party. If we could find a way to gather up some friends, would you consider having a party? So there are some examples of about the 3-sentence approach. So the more you do that, the more practice you have and the more it rolls off your tongue. So I know you got this and you're going to be great.